Thank you for joining us on this edition of News Today. Without delay, let's explore the headlines that are shaping the current news landscape. Fatal dog attacks in India has prompted growing calls for action against strays. As per Niti Aayog, 24.82 crore Indians escaped multi-dimensional poverty in the last 9 years. India Meteorological Department has launched a national framework of climate services at its 150th anniversary. India has signed an agreement for lithium exploration and mining project in Argentina. Climate-impacted Sagar Island witnesses estimated 10 million people for Ganga Sagar Mela. North Korea has tested solid-fuel intercontinental ballistic missile. Starting with the first news. Fatal dog attacks in India has prompted growing calls for action against strays. Recently, Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister has sought suggestions from the people of the state to curb the menace of stray dogs after the incident. If we talk about the reasons behind stray dog menace, then these include lack of proper birth control and animal health care, lack of awareness leading to improper disposal of waste and food, and abandoning of pets on the streets, and lack of resources leading to administrative apathy and failure. Now let's explore some legal challenges in tackling stray dog issue. Section 11 of the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1960 makes all animal cruelty a criminal offence. The Supreme Court's order prohibits removal, dislocation, or killing of dogs. Now let's discuss ethical issues related to the stray dog menace. Stray attacks have a disproportionate impact on vulnerable sections, mainly elderly, disabled, and children. Also, rights of the animals such as ecologism and coexistence are in conflict with respect to the rights of citizens such as barrier-free participation, mobility, and accessibility. At last, according to certain religious beliefs, that sterilization can cause undesirable behavior changes can also raise major issue. Now let's have a look at the steps that can be taken to resolve the issue. Measures such as increased role of local bodies for immunization and sterilization of stray dogs as per Animal Birth Control Rules 2023, promoting responsible pet ownership by encouraging legal guardianship of dogs, and rehabilitation of stray dogs in sanctuaries and shelters, and also animal behavior lessons in school curriculums which can contribute to better animal-human relationship. Moving on to the next news. As per Niti Aayog, 24.82 crore Indians escaped multi-dimensional poverty in the last 9 years. Let's first understand how multi-dimensional poverty is measured. India's National Multi-Dimensional Poverty Index, a first-of-its-kind index estimating multiple deprivations at a household level. It is published by Niti Aayog based on National Family Health Survey data. It includes 3 dimensions which are health, education, and standard of living with 12 indicators. The sub-indices, head count ratio, and intensity of poverty provide a comprehensive measure of how many are poor and how poor they are respectively. Furthermore, it's essential to mention the Global MPI published by the Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative in collaboration with the United Nations Development Programme. Now let's explore the key findings of the discussion paper titled Multidimensional Poverty in India since 2005-06. One of the remarkable observations is the steep decline in the poverty head count ratio, dropping from 29.17% in 2013-14 to an impressive 11.28% in 2022-23. If we talk about headcount ratio, then it is the percentage of a population that falls below the poverty line. Notably, all 12 multidimensional poverty index indicators have shown significant signs of improvement, indicating progress in various aspects of living standards. The report reveals that states like Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, traditionally considered economically disadvantaged, have recorded a faster decline in poverty. This suggests a reduction in regional disparities. In a positive development, India is on track to achieve Sustainable Development Goal Target 1.2, aiming to reduce multidimensional poverty by at least half, well ahead of the 2030 deadline. So what factors have contributed to this substantial improvement? According to the report, several factors have played a crucial role in combating multidimensional poverty in the country. Government initiatives like Poshan Abhiyan, Ujjwala Yojana, Swachh Bharat Mission, Jal Jeevan Mission, among others, have significantly impacted millions. Sustained economic growth has also been a contributing factor, creating a favorable environment for poverty reduction. Increased investments in healthcare and education have also played a pivotal role. In our next news, India Meteorological Department has launched a national framework of climate services at its 150th anniversary. The National Framework of Climate Services aims to strengthen the production, availability, delivery, and application of science-based climate monitoring and prediction services. It is premised on the Global Framework for Climate Services, which was launched by the World Meteorological Organization. The National Framework of Climate Services will mitigate climate risks for key factors, namely disaster risk reduction, agriculture and food security, water resources, public health and energy. India Meteorological Department has also launched Weather Analysis and Forecast Enabling System, a web GIS-based integrated decision support system which provides real-time information for various sectors such as urban, power, hydrology, health, energy, agriculture, transport and tourism under the UpHeat initiative for the cause of welfare. Mausam mobile application that integrates all the services of Indian Meteorological Department offers, and Panchayat Mausam Seva portal to help farmers in planning their agriculture activities. Now let's also discuss and know about the Indian Meteorological Department. Established in 1875, it is the National Meteorological Service of the country. Also, it is one of the 6 regional specialized meteorological centers of the World Meteorological Organization. It works under the Ministry of Earth Sciences. It is headquartered at New Delhi and has 6 regional meteorological centers. If we talk about its achievements in weather forecasting, then in recent times, the quality of its predictions has improved with the increase in the number of Doppler weather radars based on Doppler effect. Finally, let's also have a look at the mandates of the India Meteorological Department. Its primary work is to take meteorological observation and forecast meteorological information, warn against severe weather phenomena, provide meteorological statistics required for agriculture and industries, and promote research in meteorology and allied disciplines. Moving ahead, India has signed an agreement for lithium exploration and mining project in Argentina. This is the first ever lithium exploration and mining project by Khanij Bidesh India Limited, a government-owned entity. Before proceeding ahead, let's also know about lithium. Lithium symbol is denoted as Li and its atomic number is 3. It is soft, silvery white metal with a high luster. It is also known as white gold. It is used in lithium-ion batteries, mobile phones, alloys, and electric vehicles. If we talk about Argentina, then it is the part of the Lithium Triangle, which is a region in the Andes mountain including Bolivia and Chile. These countries are believed to contain over 75% of existing known lithium reserves. Other notable players are Australia, China, and the United States. China dominates the supply chain of lithium. If we talk about India, then it is largely dependent on other countries for its lithium demand. Recently, 5.9 million tons of lithium resources were discovered from Raisi district of Jammu and Kashmir. Coming back to the news, Khanij Bidesh India Limited or KABIL has been granted exclusivity rights to evaluate, prospect and explore 5 lithium brine blocks. KABIL was formed in 2019 to identify, acquire, develop and process strategic minerals overseas for use in India. The agreement will play a crucial role in driving the energy transition for a sustainable future. Also, it will ensure a resilient and diversified supply chain for critical and strategic minerals essential for various industries. It will also help in bringing in technical and operational experience for brine-type lithium exploration, exploitation and extraction. Moving on to the next news. Climate-impacted Sagar Island witnesses estimated 10 million people for Ganga Sagar Mela. Sagar Island in Ganga Delta near Kolkata is amongst the most climatically vulnerable areas in the country, impacted by both high-intensity cyclones and a high degree of coastal erosion. High tourist footfall for the fair is further expected to complicate existing climatic vulnerability of the island. Let's start by understanding the impact of climate change on culture. There is a serious impact on World Heritage Sites due to floods, droughts, desertification, and ocean acidification. One such example is forest fires impacted Gondwana rainforest of Australia in 2019-20, which is a World Heritage Site. Additionally, climate change has also induced displacement, threatening traditional practices and culture, particularly of indigenous communities. Moreover, climate change leads to the loss of economic opportunities in creative industries and cultural tourism. One example is Kedarnath floods devastation in 2013. If we talk about the initiatives taken to tackle the issue, then these include Group of Friends of Culture-Based Climate Action launched by UAE and Brazil at COP28 and Swachh Mandir campaign for clean pilgrimage sites in India. Now let's have a look at the steps that can be taken. To safeguard cultural heritage amidst the challenges posed by climate change, a multifaceted approach is imperative. Firstly, proactive measures such as retrofitting heritage buildings to mitigate heat loss and embracing sustainable building materials can ensure the resilience of these structures to climate change. Concurrently, fostering awareness within local communities and among tourists about the vulnerability of cultural heritage is vital for responsible practices. Additionally, integrating cultural considerations into climate change policies underscores the significance of preserving heritage and also to incorporate traditional practices in climate change mitigation to face environmental threats. One example of this is traditional water harvesting. Moving on to the next news, the North Korea has tested solid fuel intercontinental ballistic missile. What makes this development particularly noteworthy is the missile's ability to launch a hypersonic weapon which travels at speeds exceeding 5 times the speed of sound, typically exceeding Mach 5. To better understand, let's have a look at the comparison between solid fuel and liquid fuel systems. In terms of fuel and oxidizer, solid propellants are a mixture of fuel and oxidizer, in which fuels are metallic powders and oxidizer used are ammonium nitrate and potassium chlorate. On the other hand, liquid fuel rockets consist of fuel and oxygen in liquid state. The fuel may include kerosene, alcohol, hydrazine and its derivatives, and liquid hydrogen, and oxidizer used are nitric acid, nitrogen tetroxide, liquid oxygen, and liquid fluorine. Now if we talk in terms of mechanism, the fuel and oxidizer are bound together by a hard rubbery material and packed into a metal casing in solid fuel technology. In liquid fuel system, they are combined in a combustion chamber and ignited. Solid fuel technology requires minimum maintenance, has instant readiness, and its fuel can be stored for a longer time. However, its resulting thrust cannot be regulated or turned off, which is one disadvantage of this technology. In liquid fuel technology, fuel flow can be regulated and the engine can be turned off, providing greater thrust and power. However, it requires separate storage for fuel, and oxidant has complex technology and increased weight, which are the main disadvantages. Another significant aspect of missile technology is cryogenic fuel technology. Cryogenic fuels are basically liquefied gases at very low temperature, which are considered more efficient. It uses liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen as propellants. It provides more thrust for every kilogram of propellant it burns as compared to solid and liquid. The place in news for today is Nauru with its capital Yaren. It is in news as it has announced to recognize the People's Republic of China under One China principle, breaking the diplomatic ties with Taiwan authorities. As per One China principle, Taiwan is an inalienable part of China and the government of People's Republic of China is the sole legal government. Talking about its political features, it is an island country in the southwestern Pacific Ocean, lying northeast of Australia. It is part of Micronesia or a group of islands. It lies south of the equator. Its neighboring island territories are Solomon, Banaba and Kiribati. If we talk about its geographical features, then it is a coral island with a central plateau which is largely composed of rock phosphate, and its highest peak is Command Ridge. As we conclude today's main news, let's take a look at some quick updates. Exercise Ayutthaya, the maiden bilateral maritime exercise between the Indian Navy and the Royal Thai Navy, was conducted in December 2023. Along with its bilateral exercise, the 36th edition of India-Thailand Coordinated Patrol was also conducted. RBI Governor has cautioned banks and NBFCs against model-based algorithmic lending, which is a remote and automated lending process. It uses digital technologies for customer acquisition, credit assessment, loan approval, disbursement recovery, and associated customer service. National Highways Authority of India's One Vehicle, One FASTag initiative will come into implementation from 31st January 2024. It seeks to discourage use of single FASTag for multiple vehicles or linking multiple FASTags to a particular vehicle. Users also need to complete the KYC. FASTag employs radio frequency identification technology to enable automatic toll payments. The Indian Council of Medical Research has invited suggestions for the revision of the National Essential Diagnostic List (NEDL), mainstreams diagnostics as an essential component of the healthcare system. India launched its NEDL in 2019, the first country to do so. It is based on WHO's first Essential Diagnostic List 2018. India has recorded its first ever confirmed sighting of a rare Tibetan brown bear in Sikkim. Tibetan brown bear is also known as the Tibetan blue bear. It is an omnivore. It has a distinctive V-shaped white chest mark. It is mainly found in Nepal, Bhutan, and the Tibetan Plateau. It is protected under the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, Schedule 1 and CITES Appendix 1. The PM feeds Punganur cows on the occasion of Makar Sankranti. These cows are native to Punganur village in Chittoor district of Andhra Pradesh. They are 70 to 90 cm tall and weighs around 115 kg to 200 kg. The average milk yield of the breed is 546 kg per lactation with 5% average milk fat. The Andhra Pradesh government has launched Mission Punganur to revive the Punganur breed. The Ministry of Science and Technology called for nominations for the first ever National Science Award known as Rashtriya Vigyan Puruskar. It will replace over 300 previously existing awards. It recognizes outstanding and inspiring scientific, technological and innovation contribution of researchers, technologists and innovators. Awards will be given across 4 categories. These awards include Vigyan Ratan, Vigyan Shri, Vigyan Yuva Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar and Vigyan Team. Posthumous awards will be given only in exceptional cases. Scientists from the University of Oxford have launched the first human trials of a vaccine for deadly Nipah virus. It is a zoonotic virus transmitted from animals to humans. It can also be transmitted through contaminated food or directly between people. Its symptoms include acute respiratory illness and fatal encephalitis, which is swelling of the brain. Before we go, it's time to put your knowledge to test in today's segment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you have enjoyed this edition of News Today. To get the answers to today's quiz and to download the PDF of News Today, make sure to check out the links in the description below.